Usher got the aunties going crazy for his cherries.
If I was at an Usher concert and I had a boyfriend and Usher came to me and put the cherry, for the respect of my husband, I would have to eat the cherry.
Even if you was allegedly riddled with herpes, they'll still have you in Vegas feeding bitches fruit and shit.
This Usher concert drama is still trending like crazy, and now Katt Williams decided to speak on it and expose the real mess behind this. Women are out here acting desperate for a 5-second moment with Usher on stage, including married women. And now, one woman went viral after Usher kicked her off stage when she refused to match his energy. And while people online are now debating if this woman was wrong for even going up on that stage, Katt Williams is calling out the bigger issue. Did we forget about Usher's infection, or his friendship with Diddy and how he passed Justin Bieber to Diddy? And this is the man these women are out here humiliating themselves for? Now, if you've been watching Usher's recent performances, you already know what Katt is talking about. It's been a lot, and somehow the conversation always circles back to the women, not to why Usher is still doing this in the first place. So this latest controversy started after Usher's performance in Nashville. You know how he does this thing where he pulls a woman from the crowd, brings her up, and does a whole sensual performance on a bed? It's become a regular part of his set, and women of all ages are lining up to get picked. So this time in Nashville, Usher brought up a 24-year-old nurse named Gabrielle Cheyenne. She was sitting in the VIP section with her mom after Usher's team moved them there before the show started. And look, Gabrielle wanted to get on that stage. You can tell she was soaking up all the attention.
Well, she cute.
However, when Usher started doing his thing, grinding on Gabrielle and trying to get her to lie back on the bed, she wasn't having it. She just sat there all stiff and looking mad awkward. And Usher noticed real quick. He stopped and immediately signaled to his team to get this chick off stage. So this little moment sparked a whole debate online. Fans started dragging Gabrielle and asking why she even went up there if she wasn't going to participate. And some folks joked she was looking for Chris Brown and settled for Usher. Now Gabrielle fired back quickly. However, her response was a bit too much. She wrote, "First off, nobody is declining to go on stage. I looked good AF. You thought I wasn't gonna let thousands of people see me on the big screen where you bees will never be? My mom and I had floor seats. Their team approached us and moved us to VIP before the show even started. Pretty privileges. Something you will never know about. They don't say who you're going up there for. Y'all wanted me to get up there and F him at this point? Chat, folks aren't used to anything. That's the most exciting thing that would have happened in y'all little lives. F y'all, disrespectfully." So after this little rant, folks on the internet started dragging Gabrielle even more, saying she went from a 10 to a 5 just off of her arrogant attitude. They were calling her a mean girl, saying she's too nasty to be a nurse, calling her a clout chaser. So then Gabrielle decided to clap back again. And this time she talked to TMZ to explain her side of the story. And she pretty much admitted that she was expecting to be grinded on by Chris Brown, not Usher.
All right, so why weren't you into it?
It wasn't that I was into it. I was approached first and upgraded to VIP, and they don't give you any instructions on who, what, when, where, or how.
They didn't tell you they were going to pull you on stage?
They told me that it was a possibility of me going on stage, but they didn't confirm that until it was closer to time for me to go on stage. And of course, you're getting to go up on stage. Why would I decline that? People are pulling the narrative that I'm in a relationship or whatever the case may be. No one can tell me the reasoning as to why I said yes to getting on stage. But you also don't know who you're going on stage for or with.
I'm going to kind of pick up what you put down there. You said, I didn't know who I was going to be pulled up on stage with. The way I see it, there are two people. There's Usher and there's Chris Brown. And that means that you were banking on Chris Brown and you got Usher and you would have been more into it with Chris Brown. Am I reading this right?
Me solely, I went to the concert for Chris Brown. It's nothing against Usher or anything like that, but I'm more of a Chris Brown fan than I am of Usher. So of course, it would have been a different reaction with Chris Brown. It wouldn't have been the stiffness or whatever the internet is portraying.
But this situation with Gabrielle isn't the only thing Usher's been doing on stage that's raising eyebrows. There was also this moment with an older woman going feral for Usher while he was feeding her cherries. What's crazy is that there were reports that later surfaced that this woman has a whole husband. And this wasn't a one-time thing either. During this whole tour, you could see women with their engagement and wedding rings on, begging to get on that stage with Usher and Chris. Now obviously, this is embarrassing for everyone involved. Let's not forget that Usher is married too. He's actually pushing 50 with 4 kids. His oldest son is 18. Imagine how he feels watching his dad act a fool with random women. But here's where Katt Williams comes in with a different perspective. And Katt's whole point is that we're focusing on the wrong thing. The question isn't why that woman didn't play along. The question is, how is Usher even allowed to do this after all those allegations? First of all, the virus scandal. People act like this never happened, but Katt remembers everything.
They want you to make it, you gonna make it. They don't give a fuck. Even if you was allegedly riddled with herpes, they'll still have you in Vegas feeding bitches fruit and shit.
So here's what actually happened. Back in 2017, 3 people, 2 women and a man, sued Usher for allegedly exposing them to herpes without warning them beforehand. One of the accusers, Quantasia Sharpton, said she met Usher after a concert in 2014 when she was 19 years old, went back to his hotel room, and never knew he had herpes until she saw it in the news. At least one of those accusers tested positive for the virus and said Usher gave it to them. And there were also reports that Usher settled a previous case with another woman for $1.1 million back in 2012. And despite paying over $1 million to make the whole thing go away, Usher still publicly denied everything and even told TMZ that the accuser wasn't his type. But at the same time, he fought to keep his medical records sealed and claimed that if any intimate contact happened at all, any harm was unintentional. Meanwhile, the male accuser claimed Usher refused to turn over medical records and tried to invoke attorney-client privilege to hide the evidence. And yet, Usher's still out here pulling women on stage, kissing on them, and everyone is acting like it's some sort of privilege to get picked by this man.
And then there's all the Diddy and Justin Bieber stuff, and this is where it gets really uncomfortable.
Usher was 13 or 14 when he moved to New York and lived with Diddy in 1994. Diddy was supposed to mentor him. Years later, Usher talked about how wild that time was, saying he saw things he couldn't even understand. But fast forward to now, and he's claiming Diddy was misrepresented.
This might be a bit controversial. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen. And how he's been, misrepresented.
And here's where Usher lost a lot of people. Even if he was a victim himself, he should have known better as an adult than to introduce young Justin Bieber to Diddy. In 2008, Usher brought a 14-year-old Bieber to LA Reid as what Reid himself called a gift. Reid wrote in his memoir that Usher showed up with an adorable 14-year-old boy who was beautiful, like a woman can be beautiful, and men rarely are. Reid signed Bieber on the spot, and Usher essentially handed over a teenage boy to the same industry machine that he knew was dangerous because he'd lived through it himself. From there, Bieber got passed along to Diddy. When Bieber was 15, he spent 48 hours with Diddy, and Diddy even joked in a video that he had been given custody of him.
I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me.
So when you look a little deeper into what Katt Williams is getting at, he's not just making jokes to mock Usher. He's talking about a bigger issue. The industry protects its own. They play by different rules, and the public is so desperate for entertainment that most folks just go along with it. But I want to hear your thoughts on all this. What's your take on that woman Usher kicked off stage? And do you agree with Katt that there's a bigger issue here that everyone's ignoring? Drop your comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.